Why do you build me up? Buttercup, baby, just to let me down and mess me around, and the worst of all.
What is going on, guys? I am back with another review of a day at an amusement park, and this time I will be talking about this past Saturday at Dorney Park. It was opening night of Grand Carnival, and let me just say, it was a good opening night. And yeah, so let's get right into this. So when we first got to Dorney, the whole left lane was clogged because it was crowded because it was a Saturday, and it was because opening night of Grand Carnival. So we had to wait a lot to get in the parking lot. And so once we finally got into the parking lot and into the park, we rode Talon, and that was a good ride on it. And then we headed to Dodgem, which was not such a good ride on it because Evie got like a head-on collision with somebody. And after Dodgem, we headed to Wave Swinger, and that was a really good ride on it. And after Wave Swinger, we headed to Kaleidoscope, which was an okay ride on that. And after Kaleidoscope, we headed to Wild Water Kingdom, where we got on Aqua Racer. And then after Aqua Racer, we did Cascade. We did Cascade. Yeah, we did. And then we rode Wild Water Rapids. And then we swam in the wave pool for like a few minutes. And then after that, we rode Wild Water Rapids again. And then after that, it was time for us to get changed and get into the dry park for the opening ceremony. And so after we entered the dry park, we went to Amore Pizza for some lunch, and then as soon as the ceremony started, we were still eating, so we had to put our stuff down to film it. And little did we know, we would end up watching the Grand Variety Showcase, which we thought was a part of the opening ceremony, but it turns out it's just a whole separate show that they do after the opening ceremony. And so anyway, so as you've probably seen in the Grand Carnival content, I also ended up filming part of the Grand Variety Showcase, and it was a pretty impressive show, to be honest. And anyway, after that, none of the stands still were open, which really stunk. And so we waited at the China one to see if that one would open up, but it didn't. So we just decided to ride stuff on the lower midway and then come back up when the Royal Dance Party started. And and anyway, after that disappointment at the China stand, we headed to Possessed, and it was a good ride on that. And after Possessed, we headed to Steel Forest. That was a good ride on it. And then after Steel Forest, we headed to Dominator Red, and that was a good ride on it. And after Dominator Red, it was time to head up to the Royal Dance Party, which took place at the main Grand Carnival stage. And I had like a pretty good time there, and I still got some attention, but not all of it. But because I didn't even want to do the dance off because I wasn't even like warmed up yet. And yeah, so anyway, after the Royal Dance Party, we waited at the Lily stand for a bit to see if I could try something there, or both of us, I should say. And after that disappointment, we headed to to Good Time Theater, which is where the Grand Carnival Spectacle of Color Parade starts, to watch it from there. And then it was a good time at the Spectacle of Color Parade because we watched it at Good Time Theater where it starts. We actually ended up following it the whole route, which was pretty cool actually. And yeah, so after the Spectacle of Color Parade, it was time for the street party, and it was a pretty good time at the street party. And yeah, so anyway, after the street party, it basically concluded our night at Grand Carnival and our day at Dorney. And let me just say to wrap up all this, this visit was okay, and I am saying that because to give you guys a little hint, I just got back from a much better visit to Grand Carnival than opening night. Yeah, that's why I don't sound as enthusiastic, because because my voice is still resting up from all that screaming at Grand Carnival I did today. And anyway, yeah, so that basically concludes this review of opening night of Grand Carnival at Dorney Park. Make sure to reply to me your thoughts on this video. And by the way, before I leave, as you can see, before I end this video, as you can see, I am wearing my Mr. Earthing Man shirt. Yes, my own Mr. Earthing Man shirt that I made. So if you want to buy it, you can head on over to the bonfire, to my bonfire store that I made last summer. Yeah, I highly encourage you all to go check it out and buy this shirt. You can have your very own copy of it, and I also sell face masks, all the things, so make sure to go check that out. I'll have a link in the description, and I will see you in the next.